You know what's wild to me? The media doesn't even hide it anymore. Every time there's chaos, looting protest people turning violent, they rush to defend it. They call it mostly peaceful, an outpouring of pain, or cry for justice.
We are officially back in the era of mostly peaceful protests, a magical time when the media would lie right to your face and tell you not to believe what your eyes were seeing or what your brain was telling you. Joe Biden's health, COVID-19, and of course, that the George Floyd riots that happened 5 years ago were always mostly peaceful protests.
What you are seeing now, these images came and come in stark contrast to what we saw over the course of the daytime hours in Kenosha and into the early evening, which were largely peaceful.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly, but fires have been started.
That was May 2020. And after 3 days of violent anti-ICE protests that have morphed into illegal alien riots, destroying parts of the city of Los Angeles, and the legacy media is doing the same thing all over again. They are telling the same lies that they told us 5 years ago that ultimately helped Donald Trump win back the White House, as police cars are torched and freeways are shut down completely. Taxis are burning. Businesses are being looted once again, including the Michael Jordan flagship store in downtown Los Angeles, meaning these rioters are now stealing Air Jordan sneakers in the name of social justice. And that is exactly what the left wants. And we know that because not a single prominent Democrat in the country has come out and condemned these riots.
And here's what's interesting. People like Charlie Kirk has been calling this out for years now.
If a random white person simply walked up to and stabbed a nice law-abiding black person for no reason, it would be an apocalyptically huge national story used to impose national sweeping political changes on the whole country. Instead, Megan Basham, no one seems to care when a white woman gets stabbed to her death. Why is that?
Yeah, that was pretty shocking to go, for 2 weeks now, none of our major media outlets have covered her at all, not one word. They finally started to cover her a little bit this morning, but only because of the massive public shaming, because this video was so very shocking.
It's not journalism anymore. It's emotional engineering. Excuse me. Charlie Kirk said it perfectly. They need crisis to stay relevant. And that's exactly right. Every week, it's a new panic, a new outrage, because without that crisis, people might start noticing the truth.
What part of his cognitive decline do you think they missed, or did they purposely cover for him, in your view?
Well, they cover for him, and they still are sort of covering, but now it's getting very difficult to do that. And, it looks to me like he may very well stay in. He's got an ego, and he doesn't want to quit. He doesn't want to do that. It just looks to me like that's what he wants. I think Jill would like to see him stay. She's having a good time. I notice she really seems to be having a good time, and I'm hearing that Hunter is calling the shots. So this isn't necessarily a very positive thing for our country. But I think he, might very well stay in. And if he does, nobody wants to give that up that way. He's going to feel badly about himself for a long time. It's hard to give it up that way, the way where they're trying to force him out. So, you really have to speak to his doctors. But obviously, he's been sheltered by the fake news media. That's why they call it the fake news.
I don't know. We live in America. People can kind of do whatever they want.
Not vandalism, no.
Are they burning other people's Teslas? Are they buying Teslas and then burning them? It kind of depends on the context.
It's probably all of the above, but you don't condone violence or burning stuff.
Listen, if it's done in a way that's safe and it's not harmful to people, but it's to make a political statement, I feel like it's okay. That's what art is too.
Really?
Yes, it is.
But that's destroying property.
If you bought the property and you choose to destroy it, it's cool. Like I said, as long as it's not harmful to anybody else, if you're not taking somebody else's car and burning it up.
If it's on a dealership?
If it's on a dealership, oh, that's very different. You're going to someone's place and you're destroying their property. That's rude.
Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up because that's...
Like I said, it depends on the context.
Wow. Listen to how brainwashed this guy is. That as long as it's your property, it's okay for you to destroy it. And it depending on the context, that's when you can go and destroy something. It all depends on the context. So you see how the media has brainwashed people. So let's take another listen to another example here.
Been a resident of Maryland all my life, so I think it would help some.
Why so?
Coming from a family that was broken up, my husband was murdered 2 years ago, and nothing was ever done.
Murder where? At home?
Right out in front of our house.
Sorry.
It was a carjacking gone wrong, and they shot him in his head. Killed him instantly, so. But again, our lovely mayor didn't do nothing.
Did they ever find the perpetrator?
Nope.
So you want to see it?
Yes, I want justice.
You want justice, and you would like to see the troops here in the National Guard?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry you had that experience.
I take it that Dawn Lemon is not very pleased about her opinion because of the troops that went into this city and because of the violence that's happening there. He seemed a little bit disappointed. But let's keep going because, they always have to feed into a certain narrative.
Like Stephen Miller is a white supremacist. I mean, he is, and he's basically running the White House. They keep Trump busy with his decorating projects. He's got building the arch now. He's got his Oval Office design. And then you have these real sociopaths that are real anti-Semites, true white supremacists like Stephen Miller. And even though he's Jewish, he's like a Nazi Jew.
Well, look, I can't speak to what Stephen Miller's motivations are. I've met him. I've talked to him. I've interviewed him.
How tall is he?
Yeah, we're dying to know.
Oh God, I can't remember that.
Short?
I truly cannot remember him.
Okay.
I am short. So my understanding of people's height is not great.
So you see what's happening here? She called him a Nazi Jew and no one said, hey, don't say that. This Jennifer, whatever her name is one vile creature. But here's the takeaway. At the end of the day, the media doesn't serve truth anymore. It serves emotional, and emotions sells. It keeps people watching, arguing, and divided. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about what the media does? How it divides people? How it divides, it divides and conquers, so to speak. But the thing is, the key is that once you see this pattern, the chaos loses its power because the same fingerprints show up every time. Fear, division, distraction. That's why people are turning to shows like Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, Tucker Carlson, Candace, and platforms like this one, because we're done being manipulated. We're learning to decode the playbook. And I want you to be able to decode the playbook as well. When the media shows you a narrative that it wants to feed you and it wants to condition you to believe. So next time you see another crisis trending on TV, ask yourself, who benefits from the chaos? Because once you start asking that question, you will stop the illusion. Let me know what you think about this, about the chaos and media and how they feed into the narrative because they love chaos. Let me know your opinion. Subscribe to the show, Kharisma Daily, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care and bye for now.